guys, Marsinged here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, wow, what a difference a day makes, right? With the teaser that we got yesterday, I made a video talking about it. We talked about it on the latest episode of the Slot 1 Super podcast last night as well. Make sure you go check that out, by the way. The VOD is up on the channel. It's also up on Spotify. Shout out to all those people who do rewatch the VODs or listen over on Spotify. All the conversation we had about how yesterday's hint seemed to point towards Daima. And on the podcast, like, we did even say, you know, if we hadn't had all the other clues that had come out so far, and I just saw that image of the sky, like the city sky with the blue and pink, like, energy trails, if that was just an out of the blue hint with no precursor or anything, I would look at that and say, oh, this could be a new Rose and Vegito Blue. But with all the other hints that we'd seen so far, there's a lot of stuff that could tie that to Daima. We talked about that in yesterday's video, but it's like the Super Saiyan eyes going into the Super Saiyan 4 eyes, like the blue to red. The energy spirals from when Goku actually transforms for the first time are very much those colours as well. And with everything else that we've seen, all these different things like the story event, like for Daima building up to now. There's loads of other things. We went through them all in yesterday's video, but everything seemed to be pointing towards Daima. And then today we receive this hint from Dokkan. Now, the interesting thing is, if you're somebody who only follows the global Dokkan Twitter, and then you watched this video, you'll have actually missed, well, I say missed because they just didn't put it in. They missed out the very sort of key hint that has now got everybody fully course corrected and focusing towards Future Saga. So I'm going to go ahead and play this here. It shouldn't be too loud. I remember the original orchestra thing was supposedly playing the song that the Daimer intro is based on, but now they're just playing an orchestral version of the Dokkan theme. So we can see the energy trails flying through. Obviously yesterday's preview was just a still image. And then as the music comes to a close, we get the global Dokkan campaign. And then, yeah, the voice at the very end is Zamasu. And it is literally the voice line of Zamasu before him and Goku Black fuse into Fusion Zamasu. Like, you can find the clip from the episode. Bringer posted it in the Discord, shout out to him. You can find the clip from the episode and it is literally that exact line of dialogue, like in the same voice. It is the Zamasu voice actor. So, like, I mean, at this point, even if Daima is going to be involved somehow, whether it's part 2 or whether it's like part 1 and part 2 are going to be Daima and Future mixed or anything like that, still hanging on to that copium that Daima will be involved somehow. But you now pretty much can't ignore that this means that at least part of the global Dokkan campaign is going to be Future Saga related, because why else would they have the voice line from Zamasu at the end of the trailer if the celebration was going to be like a Daima celebration? Like, that just obviously doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So yeah, I guess that means we are going to have, at least in some part, a Future Saga themed global Dokkan campaign, which is interesting because obviously there is still a lot of stuff that we could get. I'm going to make another video to go over all the potential EZAs and Super EZAs, because there are quite a lot. And it's something that people have been looking forward to for quite some time. So if we flick over and look at the Future Saga. Now, obviously, the big thing when it comes to who are the headliner units going to be, you know, are we going to see a reversible exchange revamp version of the Saiyans Without Limits? You know, are we going to see a standalone Vegito Blue, finally? Or an LR standalone one? Because we still don't have one of those. But I think the big one that everybody really wants to see, ever since the reversible exchange mechanic was revealed, is Goku Black and Zamasu with a reversible exchange. And considering Zamasu's voice is the one that's heard in the teaser, I feel like this has got to be the most likely option, right? Something like this would be incredibly good. Now, obviously, we would assume that one of the reversible exchange active skills would be them fusing into Fusion Zamasu, but you never know, right? I mean, they did recently release the Kale and Caulifla LR that didn't fuse into Kefla, But I think when it comes to something like this, the fusion is going to be like the big ticket thing, right, for an anniversary LR, sort of an anniversary level celebration. Plus, I kind of wonder, like, what active skills they would give them if they don't have a fusion. Like, Goku Black, we could potentially see the Goku Black part of the card could just be base, and then he has an active skill where he transforms into Rose, and then Zamasu has the active skill where they fuse into Fusion Zamasu. Or we could even see, I saw some people suggesting like Rose, Goku Black being just Rose straight away, and then his active skill is going into like the Scythe, like clones kind of mode, sort of like the physical domain or like the Int Fury, but like as an actual like permanent transformation. That would be pretty cool. Or even, I guess, like the Vegito and Gogeta from the anniversary, it could be a temporary thing for a couple of turns. Like, imagine a Rose where he pulls out the Scythe and some clones and then is like Vegito or Gogeta level, and it's for like a couple of turns like they are. But I imagine if they're going to fusion to Fusion Zamasu, that's going to work the same way. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if we get a reversible exchange character at some point where they have a fusion as one of their active skills and it is permanent. So obviously they're not going to be on the level of like Tech Vegito because you stay as that card forever rather than having like the 2 appearances. But that is something that definitely could be very, very interesting. Now, the big thing to remember is that the overall theme of the celebration has not been confirmed and is not necessarily just Future Saga, right? The special event that was shown that has the Piccolo and Goku, which we know has stage 1 is Goku and Piccolo from the Raditz fight, and then stage 2 is Goku and Vegeta from the Kid Buu fight. Like, the theme of that is just team battles. So, bearing in mind some of the characters that we've got in the Future Saga already, right? We've already talked about Goku and Vegeta, Goku Black and Zamasu. We've also got the Vegeta and Trunks, who probably were going to be scheduled to get an Easy A at some point this year. So they would tie in very nicely with this celebration. Maybe or a new version, a reversible exchange. Vegeta and Trunks would be interesting. It's interesting. Let me know in the comments whether you want a new Vegito Blue or like a new Goku and Vegeta right away. Because the thing is, these guys won't Easy A in this celebration, the Saiyans Without Limits. It's way too early. So I kind of would want a new version of these guys to come out at the same time that unit's going to Easy A, so they could go really well together. A reversible exchange Vegeta and Trunks, or even like a Goku and Trunks could be kind of interesting. Like, imagine a reversible exchange Goku and Trunks, where Goku's active skill is Vegeta arrives and they fuse into Vegito Blue for like limited turns like Tech Vegito, and then Trunks' active skill is like Sword of Hope standby kind of thing. I mean, I guess it'd be too much like the physical one if it was a standby, but that could be something that would be very interesting. But in terms of like a new Vegito Blue, I don't know if this would be that early. Obviously, we also have like the Future Gohan and Trunks. They're another unit that could be lined up for an Easy A. Trunks and Mai, way too early for them to Super Easy A, but obviously not hype enough, I think, for like a headliner type thing. And the Tech Androids, like there's a couple of combos of characters that could fit into if the theme was team battle. And then that does still allow the option for there to be Daimer stuff, because obviously at the very end of Daimer, everyone is kind of teaming up to try and take out Goma. So they could use that as the connection. Because when they make a theme that is sort of broad like that, where it's just, you know, team battle, there are so many different moments throughout the entire series, or series is, all the different versions, all the different like series and arcs, so many different combos of characters that would fit under that theme. So that kind of gives them the ability to do, within reason, kind of whatever they want, right? Like Zamasu being involved is kind of confirmed now by that new trailer, but that doesn't mean that the whole of part 1 is Future Saga, or the whole of the celebration itself is Future Saga. Part 1 literally could be reverse exchange Goku Black and Zamasu, and then Adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, for all we know, if Daima is going to be involved. And of course, going back to the big discussion we had last night on the podcast, there is still the possibility, of course, that we get 6 new LRs instead of 4 again, like we did for the 10th anniversary. Now, I don't necessarily think that will be the case. There's a whole bunch. You should check out the discussion we had, right? Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons why it could be good or bad. There's ways that they could do 6 LRs again that I think would be really good. And we went over all of that stuff on the podcast episode. So I would recommend going and checking that out. There's a big discussion that we had near the end when talking about the Global Dokkan campaign stuff. But it was certainly very, very interesting to have that discussion. So do go check it out. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, because if it's 6 LRs, I could see them easily fitting like Daima and Future together with a whole different combo of characters. Even like Majin Ku and Majin Du together as a unit fits that like team battle thing, right? Like there's so many different ways they could do this and still fit that theme if it is team battle or like cooperation, like that kind of thing, because it's a very broad like theme which can fit in quite a lot of things. You know, there's also the potential for any sort of Dokkan what if stuff. I want to do a separate video about that. I don't think we will see that, but we had a big discussion on the stream today about the kinds of like what if characters or like crossover stuff would be really interesting to fit into like a Future Saga themed thing that I don't think we would actually see at this point, but would certainly be very, very cool and very hype. Would probably make Dokkan a ton of money, but I guess we'll have to wait and see exactly what they're going to do. So remember, the stream that is the official reveal of like the theme and potentially the card arts, I don't think we'll see anything more than that. That's going to be on the 2nd. Tomorrow we have the release of that new event. So then we'll have to just wait until the Wednesday to see what the reveal stream is going to show us. But yeah, at least in some way, whether it's Future Saga directly or not, it's basically confirmed at this point that Zamasu is going to be involved somehow in the Global Dokkan campaign. That doesn't mean Daima is completely out of the window, but this is a very big change and definitely not what we were expecting. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you more hyped for Future than Daima? Do you still think it will be a combo of the two? Are you disappointed with Future as a thing? Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.